We champion our renown, blindly, longingly. Argenti of the Honor-clad swears to you. The beauty is eternal.
Huh, he looked different, but I can't tell the difference. Well, hey guys, welcome back to another video. And today we'll be discussing who's better between Jing Yuan and Argenti. Because it only makes sense I continue doing my who's better series, of course. And how I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna compare Jing Yuan and Argenti ups and downs and tell you which one is better in my own opinion, of course. Because who doesn't love hearing my opinion? But before I continue, if you can just subscribe, it'll mean the world to me. And if we reach 1,000 subscribers on the channel, I'll make a Discord server for you guys. So if you want to see the Discord server, help me get to 1,000 subscribers on the channel and I'll do it for sure. And special thanks to my friend to help me make this list. I do appreciate you for sure, but with all that said, I think we should get started by discussing the similarity. So let's do that right now.
Kids these days, a little too naive.
Okay, for the similarity, both of them are two 5-star erudition units, meaning they excel in AoE content. They both are considered hyper carries, meaning they very skill point negative because for one, you always want to use their skill. They both use the same stat, being attack, crit, speed, and all that stuff a DPS need. And the final thing is the fact that they're extremely visually pleasing to look at because they are gorgeous as sin. And yeah, that's about it for the similarity. Now let's move on to Argenti ups and down, and then we move on to Jing Yuan ups and downs. So let's just begin now.
Stand against ill repute.
Okay, for Argenti upside, because for one, Argenti is the first character ever to have 2 ultimates. Ideally, you'll wait until you can build up the second ultimate. But if you need 5 clear times or you need to clear some weaker mobs, you can just use the first ultimate and just clear that first wave if you need to clear it out. And Argenti is a very easy character to use because for one, he is very simple but very effective at the same time for how brain dead Argenti gameplay is. Realistically, all you do with Argenti is use his skill and his ultimate, and he did do a lot of damage and have a lot of front loaded damage, which is very nice. In AoE content, he is really gonna excel for sure. For how much AoE damage he can do is honestly really good and very consistent as well. And if you manage to get some break effect substats in your Argenti pieces, that is a-okay because of how insane the physical break effect is. If you did have a few substats in break effect, that is just fine, but I would not recommend building full on break effect because he's more beneficial for a damage build. A few substats will be good enough. Argenti is also very flexible with the planet ornament set you give him. Obviously the new set will be his best slot ornament set if you can keep the 160 speed, but if you can give him any planet ornament set that increases damage, that will work as well. Just as long as it makes sense for Argenti because Argenti is very flexible with the planet ornament set. And lastly, since Argenti has some built-in recharge in his kit based on how much enemy you hit, that's very nice, especially if you fight a boss that can summon enemies, you will appreciate that for sure. And basically any big horde of enemies Argenti fighting that can also give him back energy based on what enemies he hit, that is very nice for sure. And since he has so much front loaded damage, he can really gun down enemies really quick. And if he's dealing with a single target situation, since his ultimate have one hit that actually does more damage than the rest, you can actually hold your own decently well in single target situations. And yeah, that's Argenti upside. I'll discuss Argenti downsides now. Since Argenti main source of damage comes from the ultimate, he does have some energy issues because for one, he doesn't have enough energy to get it off cooldown without help from either Jing Yuan, Bronya, and Huohuo. So you might have a little downtime without help from those units because you ideally want to use the second ultimate of Argenti because of how powerful it is. So it might suck for sure, especially if you don't have those units that can increase energy recharge. And lastly, the final downside of Argenti. Based on how much enemies Argenti face, it can go up from down depending on how much enemies on the field. Because based on how much enemies Argenti hits, he get energy back based on how much enemies he hits. So until you fight 4 to 5 enemies, you are chilling for sure. Your DPS at all-time peak. But if you fight like 3 to 1 enemy, that kind of sucks for sure because for one, you kind of lose out on energy and lose out on the ult uptime for sure, so it kind of sucks. But that basically erudition in a nutshell because it's very good in AoE situation but kind of mid in single target situation, so And yeah, that's basically all the upside and downside of Argenti. Let's move on to Jing Yuan now.
Here is thunder.
So for Jing Yuan upside, for one, while being an erudition character, he can really hold it on in single target situation, especially against bosses that are weak to electric because with 10 stacks of Lightning Lord, you are basically annihilating that shield. But how much toughness break Lightning Lord has, he can really shred through shields like it's nothing. I can actually do a really good amount of damage, not the amount of damage like a hunt unit can do for single target damage, but at the same time, it's still really good damage as well. Like something I think people are really underestimating how much damage Lightning Lord can do with 10 stacks because Lightning Lord multiplier is actually surprisingly high. And as an erudition character, he's generally really good in AoE content as well. And since a majority of Jing Yuan damage is fall attack, he takes really good advantage of Topaz, being one of the better users to use for Topaz if you have she. And if you take Jing Yuan to simulated universe, he legit feel broken with the elation pass for how much damage he can do with Lightning Lord. And over the years, Jing Yuan got him better and better with more units that synergize with him and just help him out too. He really came back from becoming mid Yuan to King Yuan. Yay! Alright, let's talk about Jing Yuan downside, and oh boy, there's a lot of them. And also just just to be clear, this is coming from a person that loves using Jing Yuan, so keep that in mind for sure. So since Lightning Lord is its own entity from Jing Yuan, and basically the whole majority of Jing Yuan damage, if Jing Yuan gets CC, Lightning Lord doesn't activate, so you basically need characters like Fushan or Huohuo on your team for sure. The AI for Lightning Lord is just stupid, where you can't control who gets the most amount of damage or who you target in, and the fact that you really need to build him properly because for one, he really needs 140 speed and really good crit ratios as well. He doesn't take advantage of turn 1 buff like Bronya, and basically he had to compete with other units because for one with Kafka, and then very soon that new electro unit that just came out that got drip market legit today 1.7, so damn, that's gonna spark some discussion for sure. And yeah, that's about it for Jing Yuan upside and downside. Now let's move on.
The beauty is eternal.
Alright, for things to consider for both Argenti and Jing Yuan, then they both from the Erudition class. They're really good in AoE situations, but in single target they can hold their own, but they won't ever compete to the other unit that can actually do good single target damage. And for Lycon, kind of whatever, because the series of Breathwork is okay, but can never compete with the signature Lycon, and if you can get the manager to get the gotcha 4-star, the one that increase crit damage is decent for sure. Like, I kinda wish there was a 5-star Erudition Lycon in a simulated universe. I think that can really help them a lot. And one thing you should keep in mind, the fact that they don't feel as strong as the really broken destruction units like Jinglu and Vibe too. Like those units are legit monsters for sure. Don't get me wrong, in AoE situation they are strong, but Jinglu and Imbibe are just freaking monsters, good in AoE and single target situation. Like come on, like what the hell? But the thing about Jing Yuan and Argenti, the fact that they don't really power creep each other because for one they both different in their own right, because for one Argenti really front loaded and Jing Yuan very back loaded damage. Like they have their similarities for sure, but they can still coincide together for sure. But the thing about Jing Yuan and Argenti, I would never recommend you pull on them unless you like them, because for one, they're just better unit coming up. Hell, even now, because Rusha May coming up and the drip marking just came out today for like this game version of Raiden Shogun, and that one girl that got teased in one of the videos from their YouTube channel. Like there's a lot of hype for sure that coming up in the near future. So other than that, if you like them or not, it's really hard for me to recommend them because it's just better option coming up. But at the same time, if you decide to go for Jing Yuan or Argenti, you will not be disappointed for sure, because they are strong for sure. Just the other characters are just more insane, but you will not have no regret if you decide to go for Jing Yuan or Argenti for sure. And yeah, that's about it.
Time for the master stroke.
Okay, so my final thoughts on who better between Argenti and Jing Yuan. And as much as I love Jing Yuan to death, I have to give this win to Argenti. Because by no means Jing Yuan is a bad unit, but the fact that Argenti had more front loaded damage, much more valuable than Jing Yuan back loaded damage. Like for a game where you kind of time, having front loaded damage much more better than having back loaded damage. But by no means Jing Yuan is a bad unit, just Argenti is more better than Jing Yuan. Like I'll still use my Jing Yuan, but at the same time, I will never recommend you pull either of them. Because they're just better options, but if you like them, you will have no regrets for sure. And yeah, that's about it, because with all I said, I think that's everything I want to talk about for today's video. And with all I said, thank you so much for watching this video. I do appreciate if you made it far. Let me know if you made it far in a hot your comment, I appreciate you supporting me. Let me know what I should do next, and let me know what you guys think what I say. You agree with me, disagree with me on this, let me know down below, cause anyway, I'm not gonna kill you, man, probably might kill you, but still comment and we call all that stuff. But anyway, final thought is I do think Argenti is better than Jing Yuan, but at the same time they both good at the same time, but also at the same time I don't go for either of them. And yeah, that's about it, because with all I said, take care, love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.